So we carry on with our race program with the FIM Mini GP UK 160. Sebastian Gostowski and Matthew Thomas for the third and final time. Josh Herring and Leo Soliu on the second row of the grid. Then Max and Riley Robinson on the third. Ollie Everts and Austin Wilton are next up. And it's going to be a big charge forward now. Ollie Pearson and Kai Golder, who will not take the start once again. And it's Gostowski and Thomas one more time. But Thomas has got a terrible getaway. That's him down to third position. So Gostowski leads and Joshua Herring is through into P2. So Thomas is now going to have to fight back in a way he genuinely had no plans to whatsoever. So Gostowski is now under pressure from Josh Herring, who fancies his chances of the win. Right, if I can get into second position off the start, all I've got to do now is beat Gostowski. Here I come. Down Lakeside. And here comes Thomas. He's going to try and put this to bed early. No, you don't, says Josh Herring. I've got into second place. You messed up at the start, not me. So now I'm going to go after Gostowski. This is my chance for the victory. Could we get 3 different winners from 3 races? It's going to be a tough one, but Mini GP UK 160 is always very competitive indeed. Gostowski, Herring and Thomas, they've already pulled well clear of Max and Riley Robinson. Only 8 riders in this particular race. Ollie Everts, Leo Soliu and Austin Wilton giving chase, because we have no starts for Ollie Pearson or Kai Golder. They're the 2 that are missing. So great battle. Is that the move from Thomas? It is. Thomas gets through. So Thomas gets into second position then on Josh Herring. Not a lot that Josh Herring could do about that one. It was a bold lunge from Matthew Thomas, and he decided, look, I'm the one who could take the fight to Gostowski. It was a nice effort, Josh, but I'm going to have this, and he's already pulled out a little bit of daylight between the 2 bikes. So excellent stuff from Matthew Thomas. That puts him now into second position ahead of Josh Herring. But Sebastian Gostowski is still the man to beat here. Certainly looking very neat and tidy so far. If you can just hold this together, this is very much Gostowski territory. But Matthew Thomas has beaten him once already. So it's been 1 win apiece between Gostowski and Matthew Thomas. Now it's a battle royale for the 3rd time to see who is the ultimate victor of the weekend. We've also got this great battle for 4th place between Max Robinson, Riley Robinson, Ollie Everts and Leo Soliu. Austin Wilton is in the race, but he can't quite keep the same pace as the quartet in the battle for 4th position. Look at Matthew Thomas already eating up the road to Sebastian Gostowski. I can do this. I can beat him. Down Lakeside. Down to the braking zone for Stewart. Tightens up in the braking zone. Gets good purchase off the throttle on the corner. Up towards St John's. Through the right. Up towards Sunny it'll be in the left. And Matthew Thomas has got the hunger back again. Now he's in a second position. Gostowski is definitely going to have a tough time holding on to this victory. They've got a win and a second place apiece. This 3rd and final bout this weekend will determine which of these 2 men is the king of Rowrah, Gostowski or Thomas. The 3rd and final race of FIM Mini GP UK 160's season opener at Rowrah, and you can see how much it means to both men. Sebastian Gostowski versus Matthew Thomas. One of these riders is going to get the victory in the 3rd race of the weekend. Matthew Thomas is all over Gostowski. They had 2 terrific races earlier on where it was wheel to wheel the whole way. Pinion to pinion, handlebar to handlebar, and Thomas has got another great run here. Gostowski holds his nerve. They've both taken a victory. They've both taken a second place in the races against each other. The 3rd and final race decides which one of them leaves as the King of Cumbria. Into the braking zone for the right-hander. Nicely done out of Stewart. Along the kinks. Up to St John's, in through the right. And so far, so good. They've got traffic up in front. That's Austin Wilton. So they've got to be very careful how they navigate past Wilton, because this could be the deciding factor in this race. If you're Matthew Thomas, this could be your one chance to catch Sebastian Gostowski out, so you don't want to hesitate. Through the chicane. Josh Herring is sadly becoming an afterthought in the background, and well done to Wilton. He gets well out of the way. He decides not to get involved. Now we've got Riley Robinson in front of Leo Soliu, Ollie Everts and Max Robinson, who's dropped to the back of this quartet now. So Max Robinson needs a little bit of a recovery run, but it's not going to be easy to do that. It'll be a tough fight all the way. But look at how tight Matthew Thomas is keeping his bike in chase of Sebastian Kozlowski. Down the drop to St John's, through the right, into Sunny Bend, through the left, and Thomas gets really strong on this part of the course. They take completely different racing lines as well, which really is down to personal rider choice. Matthew Thomas getting closer, across the line. There really is nothing between these two in terms of lap time, and nothing in terms of pace around the course either. This fourth position battle still fairly intense. Everts, Riley Robinson and Leo Soliu shuffling the decks several times in this race. Across the line then, so Ollie Everts getting in front of Leo Soliu. That certainly helps his cause. But now Matthew Thomas is running out of opportunities. He really wants to get in front, but Sebastian Kozlowski is making that bike as wide as a Buick. He can't get by at the moment. Swings through the right, swings through the left again. Thomas still trying to push Kozlowski into an error. If he can force the mistake, then he can take advantage. But at the moment, he's having to wrestle with his own bike, with his own stance. There's Joshua Herring, who rather sadly has been left out to play in third position on his own. These two still dueling. Matthew Thomas is closer than he's ever been to the hairpin, down the inside, takes the lead, runs wide. Kozlowski gets him back again. They swap positions in the same corner. Well, big stuff from Thomas, but Kozlowski was ready for it. And now the fourth place battle sees Ollie Everts up to P4. He's got ahead of Riley Robinson, having previously got ahead of Leo Soliu. Everts is now into P4. Good ride. Now, Matthew Thomas has been shaken off his kilter a little bit here. So Kozlowski has a bit more of a stern rhythm. But it's going to be tight all the way. Kozlowski trying to pull away. Running out of time, running out of opportunities. Matthew Thomas is still right there as Kozlowski begins the final lap. Thomas is right behind him. Through they go into the chicane. Both men twitching. Thomas has got a good run off the chicane, but he's not going to get there to the inside. Kozlowski defends. Slow in fast out for Matthew Thomas, but he won't have the inside line for Iredale's. That'll be Kozlowski's counterpart. Still a great battle for fourth position between Everts, Riley Robinson, Soliu and Max Robinson. Not much between them now. They've gone into the final lap. But is there one more big move from Matthew Thomas? He's going to have to try every trick in the magician's handibook. Through the kink, down to St John's, in through the right. Can he make one big leap? He has a look at it. Can't quite get close enough. He's going to have to try something magic into Paddock Bend. He looks at it. Through the final turn. Can he get back on the power? It's going to be tight to the line. It's Kozlowski. Sebastian Kozlowski gets there first. 2 wins out of 3 for Sebastian Kozlowski ahead of Matthew Thomas. Joshua Herring will come home in a solitary third position. Very much a race he rode on his own there. Kozlowski takes the flag from Thomas. Herring in third from Ollie Everts in fourth ahead of Riley Robinson, Leo Soliu and Max Robinson. The last man home was Austin Wilton, but the King of Cumbria on this occasion is Sebastian Kozlowski. Just wait until that battle resumes at round 2. My goodness me, it's going to be glorious in 2025.